come here. He came when Ghana got its independence, and he flew through Robertsfield and went on to Accra. And when the independence of Ghana ceremonies were over, he went back to the United States, but he never set foot here in Liberia. And I didn't know why. But Andrew Young was telling me he didn't come here because he felt the settlers or the returnees were people who saw themselves as superior to the people they met here and treated them in a way that didn't bring the country together. And so he sort of felt, it was a mistake because it didn't work. It was just too big a thing to attempt. But what would he have considered a success? I don't know what the figure is. I've read 30,000 people came altogether, 40,000. But look at the problem we've had in trying to make the country come together. And so I pose the question, how much more difficult it would have been if, say, 100,000 had come. Then using that greater number, he might think it was a success. But it would have been a success in which an implanted group came and suppressed the people who were living here. So the smaller numbers that came, although we have many problems, it wasn't as bad as it would have been if a much larger number had come. You saw, for instance, in countries like Australia or the United States, where people from elsewhere came to those lands, the people coming there took over the land, put the people they met there in camps, and took the best lands, reservations they called it. But it didn't happen in Liberia. If we had had a bigger number, then maybe our black American brothers would have felt we succeeded more, but it would have had consequences on the ground. And we had bad enough consequences as it was. And if the numbers were greater, the consequences would have been far more severe. So I think that's what he meant when he said that it was a mistake. It was a difficult thing to achieve, and basically he was saying that we haven't achieved it, and we haven't achieved it yet. It goes back to the earlier question you were raising. How do we deal with this unrecommon thing? Because that's the question he's talking about. If it doesn't work, if we continue periodically having this question raised and used by people who want to cause trouble in the country, trouble will happen. Trouble will happen if that is the case. I remember after the election had ended and I hadn't won, I had a meeting with the president, and I said to her, Madam President, now you're sitting in this seat. This problem of bringing the country common element together has to be a major continuing preoccupation, otherwise we'll have problems continuously. Her response was no. If I had ideas of what she would specifically do, I should tell her, but if it was as bad as I was expressing, she couldn't have won. She won because the problem wasn't as big a problem as I was making it out to be. What the Liberian people wanted, she said, was more roads, more schools, and things of that sort. But this question comes up all the time. At the time when our government collapsed, during President Toller's rule, we had the biggest group of educated people we ever had. We had more roads, we had more schools, we have made more progress during President Toller's time than we had ever made before. And yet, it was at that particular time that everything collapsed. It seems to me the reason isn't that people just want better cars, better roads, better hospitals. People want a sense of equity and fairness, being part of what the country is all about, not marginalized, not being made second-class citizens. That is the essential thing. And if the government is able to communicate that, if the people of the country are able to feel that, it will make a whole lot of difference. People will feel that, yes, the country is ours. It belongs to all of us. Not some of us who have better rights than others. All of us have equal rights. And we can assert ourselves. Educational opportunities will be made available to everybody. And on the basis of that, people will be able to raise